Hi, I'm Megan Mullally. Each year, more than 460,000 babies are born prematurely, too small and too soon. And in nearly half of these cases, no one really knows why. That's why I am so pleased to be the National Ambassador Program spokesperson for the March of Dimes. They're launching a new prematurity program to find the answers. And I'm especially excited because this year's National Ambassador comes from my hometown of Oklahoma City. Susan and Jeff Henderson were eagerly looking forward to the birth of their first child. Susan had done everything right and was just starting her 26th week of pregnancy when their daughter Emma was born. So small and so fragile that her life literally hung in the balance. Here's their story.
Our daughter Emma was born on September 6, 1995. She weighed 1 pound 12 ounces. She was 13 inches long, and I had just started my 26th week of pregnancy when she was born.
This is the nurse, and this is me, and that's the machine that cut me to breathe.
I had had a difficult pregnancy, and nothing had been easy to date when all of a sudden I went into preterm labor. We didn't know it was preterm labor at the time. We weren't sure what was happening, but we called the doctor and she told me to come into the hospital. She recognized the symptoms even though we didn't.
Immediately when she was born, she wasn't breathing, so she was in respiratory distress. She had a heart defect. She was not being able to maintain her own body temperature. She had persistent pulmonary hypertension, which did ultimately lead to bleeding in her brain.
Her feet were so tiny. I work in an office, so I can relate to a large-size paperclip, and that's exactly how long her little feet were. She was 1 inch longer than a ruler. All of the doctors and nurses in the NICU were wonderful, and we consider every one of them a hero and someone who contributed greatly to Emma's being here today. The day we brought Emma home came as a surprise, at least for me. All of a sudden, they came in one evening and they said, well, we think Emma's ready to go home. You can take her home tomorrow. And my first thought was, no, I'm not ready. She can't be ready. She's been so sick. She can't be ready to go home from the hospital. So it was the week before Christmas, and the whole family was there, and some of them for the first time were just getting a chance to hold Emma. Some of the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles, and she was 3 months old at that point. So we bundled her up warm in the car seat and put her in the car, and then just the three of us went home. My husband and Emma in the back seat, and I drove home. And when we got home, my sister had been by ahead of us, and we had somewhere in the neighborhood of 35 trees in our front yard, and every single one of those trees had a big pink bow tied around it. So it was a wonderful homecoming.
Emma she's my goober. It's hard to describe or put into words. Every time I see her walk, I can't believe it. She's my little miracle.
Although Emma's story is a very happy one, we do have concerns about her health. We have weathered our concern about her toe walking and about her limp. Through surgery, we've corrected that. But the things that we worry about now mainly relate to, will her shunt malfunction at some point? Other concerns that we have relate to her brain development, her growth development. But we're doing with her now what we've done all along, is we've treated her like a healthy, normal child, and pretty much that's what she's been. The March of Dimes has played a significant role in my daughter's life. She had trouble breathing, and the March of Dimes research had funded development of surfactant therapy. The March of Dimes also spent thousands and thousands of dollars all across the country helping equip NICUs, and my daughter benefited from that.
The March of Dimes, because they help babies, they help everyone. Because if the March of Dimes funds some research that helps save one baby's life here, they're saving a baby's life everywhere, because that information is spread throughout the world. So it touches everyone's life everywhere in the world.
I would like for the people who see this video to get a sense of hope from our story. Not all people are going to have as good of a result as we did with Emma, because she defied all those odds, but we always had hope. We always had people supporting us, and I want Emma to be that inspiration. And it takes lots and lots and lots of money to do the research that's needed to find out why babies are born too small and too soon. And I hope Emma can maybe inspire those people to give generously and to further the mission of the March of Dimes.